The following live broadcast is rated ESV PG. Parental guidance is suggested. Good evening, everybody. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the St. Patrick's Day celebration, what everybody's been going through. How fun was it for you? Did you get fucking crunked up or not? We want to find out. We'll be dealing with some of the stuff about bars closing now, what you did during your pandemic time off, finding other ways to enjoy yourself. Weird news with Grady's going to be here. The wonderful Believe It, or they just did what now? I don't know. All right, so all that coming up, plus more, and anything you want to talk about in this episode of Ear, Shoulder, Voice. You guys all ready?
I think so.
All right, well, let's discuss.
Love is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Gather together, always together.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ear, Shoulder, Voice. Glad to have you here tonight. Well, it's been quite a week. It's been quite a week for a lot of us. We haven't been on since last Sunday, because Wednesday was St. Patrick's Day, so we want to hear about what you did, what you enjoyed. This is our open forum show, of course, and the open forum runs every Sunday, so anything you want to talk to us about, feel free to engage in chat. You can also call in live by going to earshouldervoice.com/join. You can join by audio or video, and we'll get there, and we'll get you on the panel to talk about anything you want. Otherwise, feel free to engage us in the chat, and don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe to Ear, Shoulder, Voice on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We're on all that. All right, so as I said right now, we're talking about everything that happened over the last week. We've got some other things we want to bring up, but we can't really talk about it very well if we don't have panelists on here, so let's bring them in. Our first panel tonight, please welcome Anthony. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Keith. How are you doing?
I'm up. Look at me. I'm amazing. I'm happy.
Looking great as always.
Of course, I know how to look no other way. You look at me and it's like sheer beauty. I love it. I absolutely love it. So how's your week been?
It was pretty good. Pretty good. Went out, celebrated St. Patty's, as you know, because I saw you. And I bought myself a new toy.
You did. We were going to discuss that in a little bit, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be hitting that up on there. So were you one of those people that it was St. Patrick's Day and on Thursday you're never drinking again? Or was it St. Patrick's week for you?
It was kind of St. Patrick's Day, but I take it easy. I had to work Thursday, so, went out for a little bit, but definitely toned down the normal drinking that would occur.
I don't understand that concept. I really don't.
It was tough. It's
gotta be. It's got to be. St. Patrick's Day has just been hell. I'm gonna be bringing that up in a moment. I want to bring our next panelist on here. Please welcome Gabe.
Hi, how are you?
I'm amazing, Gabe. How you doing?
Good.
Good. You sound pretty chipper. So did you have a good week?
Yeah. I mean, the weather has been turning around, and the sun definitely charges me. So I think more than
Oh my God, it's
anything,
been so much nicer. But I can't decide what to do because I'm leaving my house for work, and unfortunately, I get off like after midnight. So I'm leaving when it's 60 degrees and beautiful,
Right.
and I'm leaving when it's below freezing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to wear anymore.
Just both. You can always take it off.
Well, that's part of the job, but we won't go into that right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes. All right, Bill's here. Bill says he painted himself green and ran through the streets of Chicago in his underwear. Nobody even noticed. That's because you do it every day, Bill. In order for them to notice and make it something, you have to do it only once a year on St. Patrick's Day. Otherwise, it's like, oh, there goes Bill again.
Yeah.
Remember, we're all here to talk about anything you want to. You can bring up any topic to us, whether it's deep, lighthearted, got a promotion at work, we don't care, saw a movie you hated, or you're going through a really hard time right now. Anything you want to bring up to us, we'll be glad to talk with you about it. And we're going to bring in our next panelist. Please welcome John Hardy. Hardy, how you doing?
Yo.
How's it going?
Yo.
See,
What's going on?
my cutout and your cutout can fight.
Oh my God, you both got him.
Nice. That's solid.
Bernie, how long is that Bernie thing going to last?
Hey, until I make something else.
Something else. Hardy, how's your week been?
Oh man, I'm exhausted. Let's
I
just
don't
go with
blame
that.
you. You're in the bar business as well out there. So did you have to work like through the entire week since St. Patrick's Day, or did you get a break in there?
There was no break.
No break. So today's your
Last 6
first day
days in a row.
off?
Today's my first day off, so it's been pretty rough.
Wow.
I tell you, I would rather work the day before Thanksgiving for 5 days in a row than I would one St. Patrick's Day.
100%.
Because it's a lot different when you get there. Everybody is already toasted. Everybody's already falling on the ground, and it's just crazy. And I have fun with it, but I like to get drunk with them, and that's hard to do when you go in sober. And they're already, like, fucked up. Because they're always several levels above you.
Yeah, there's no catching up on St. Patty's Day.
No, not at all. Bill says other days he paints himself red and blue. Well, that's very American of you, very patriotic. I like that.
Nice.
Hopefully you're still wearing underwear during that. I appreciate that.
So, working in the bar industry, are there people that stand at the entrance at 6 in the morning like it's Black Friday?
Oh no,
Some bars there actually
I mean,
are.
Dooley's. If it's an Irish pub,
Yeah, Irish bars
Yeah.
for sure. People are lined up all the way out there. They're ready to get their drink on, and I've never really understood it. Like, I have a hard time grasping the concept of getting drunk on St. Patrick's Day, because pretty much everybody I know gets drunk every day of the year. It seems like.
Sure. But now it's green.
It's green. It's green beer. It's all
Right.
good.
Yeah.
It's totally all good. Don't forget, for everybody, you can call into the show by going to earshouldervoice.com if you want to discuss anything with our panel as well as chat during it. So, Hardy, I see you're here. I don't see a bottle with you this time.
that's because it's hidden.
Good.
Today's episode is brought to you by John Jameson and Sons.
We get money. Okay.
Yeah.
Or they don't. So, you were on the show last time, and I've got to bring this up because this is part of what we do, and this is what we like to talk about. So we're going to get a little deep to start off the show. Well, you really took down a bottle of, it wasn't champagne, what was it again?
That was Peace Porter.
Peace Porter, that's right. All right. So you really took that down. What was going on last week? Because it was your first show, and we were glad to have you on, but you were going through some things.
Well, that day particularly marked the 10-year period of my mom's passing. So every year since, I have slammed down one of those bottles because that's what she used to drink. That was her favorite drink ever. I mean, she wasn't an alcoholic by any means necessary. That was the only thing that she.
No, but
Sure.
that makes sense.
You know.
There's a celebration.
But
during
we
some
always
time.
shared. It was celebration
Yeah.
every time. So it's just kind of drowning out the sorrows. I don't even drink to, because I'm always depressed or anything. I'm not one of those kinds of people.
Well, I
It's
know
just
that,
one
but
of
you
those-
know,
almost
even-
like a tradition.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things we talk about on here too, and I know that was your first show, is that even if you're not constantly depressed or anything, you have those moments and you find your way to fill the gap. And yours is a good one because it is in kind of a remembrance type thing, on
Yep.
there. I mean, live on the show was interesting, like by the bottle. Everything was better once you got the glass. We were happy about that. But no, we do. I got to tell you, I'm a little different than you. My mom passed away now 11 years ago. Going 11 and a half years ago.
Been that long already. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's been weird. And I am a recluse. I don't leave my house. I hate the day. I don't do anything. And I don't
It
drink.
changes you. It's a
Yeah.
big difference once that happens. Something like that. That's pretty big. I'd say one of the worst
Yeah.
losses you could take on is losing a parent, especially if you're close with them.
Sure.
Elena says, love you, Hardy.
Hey,
And also love you, Keith. Thank you. I was going to feel bad if my name wasn't included. Well, I just want to make sure let you know that everybody's here for you. We wish you well. We know how hard it is to go through something like that. And
absolutely.
you've been fantastic on here, and I look forward to a lot more shows with you. Going back to the St. Patrick's Day really quick, Bill says, Dugan's on Woodward is famous for having 100 people waiting to get in. And that's true with all those Irish bars around St. Patrick's Day. People are insane. And, of course, I try, like, driving by, I take my clothes off. I'm like, hey, just to try to scare them away. It doesn't work. Like, I don't want... like, they are dedicated people.
Sure.
Anthony Elena says you're just okay. All right. So
Thanks.
I was like, for Anthony, he's like, that's the best compliment all week that I've got.
because Anthony's using that natural lighting.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But it's been a good week. Like I said, I hate St. Patrick's Day so much, but it's fun to watch people have a good time. There is some festivity, there's some celebration that's really good. But I
needed.
think I hate it most
Overdue.
because Yeah. Now, why do you think people are so anxious to get drunk on St. Patrick's Day? Like, is it really just tradition? And this one was a little weird because it was a little shorter, of course. It was a little smaller crowds. And some
Yeah.
people didn't even, still, just like every holiday for the last year, hasn't felt the same. But they started to come out. And what do you think really is the celebration? Do you think more people are in it? Because you don't have to be Irish. If you're Irish, you're in an Irish bar, flat, passed out drunk. Or is it an excuse?
It's an excuse to start drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning and not have anyone judge you.
Yeah.
And have a day to just party all day and say screw it.
And that's why I say God bless America. Like, I really do.
See,
And I think today this year was a big one because last year the bars were all closed down for St. Patty's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there
it was
no
right.
St.
That was the
Patty's
first thing that got hit.
Yeah.
Because we literally closed on the 15th.
Yeah.
So the 17th, at least our bars did. But, you know, they stay later and later. I actually wanted to bring this up, topic that's been going around for people. They're trying to push, at least in Michigan, and I know there's a couple states that already do it, bars being open to 4 a.m. now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I don't see the reason for it either way. I mean, as a employee, maybe, if there's a chance to make more money, but at the same time, I think people get it in, and I think 2 o'clock is enough,
I think it's enough, but what about as a customer? Is there any merit to being open that much later?
I will say, because I think Chicago has that timing, and we were out
Thank
one night. What was it? And 4 o'clock came, but we didn't realize it because we started drinking at like 11 or 12.
Right.
Right. So you can kind of have more of your day, and if you want to go out, you can start later. So it's not necessarily, I get to drink for longer, but I don't have to go out and start drinking at 10 o'clock and have 4 hours. I can go out at midnight for the people that are working, later shifts and that.
So
Right.
do you think Chicago is a different type of, because it's a metropolitan area?
Well, I think it's also a destination spot, and I think there's something to be said for destination spots. For
Right. I
period
mean,
of time.
you're also going to have a lot more people working or getting off at certain times, so where sort of a 4 o'clock last call might be better in play than something kind
It
of
could be.
locally around
Ashley,
here.
Ashley says she thinks it's a bad idea, increase in drinking and driving from what I predict. I kind of get that. I don't think you'll have as much like earlier. I think it's going to be very similar, just at a later time, but a more dangerous time. Because I think when people get used to it, 2 a.m.'s a long time, really. Not many people stay up to 2 a.m. if they're not at a bar.
Oh, I know. I used to play in bands. I know all about that.
Yeah. So when you're going to extend the time to 4 o'clock, they're still going to be up drinking till 4.
Yeah.
And they're not going to realize, but they're going to get more and more drunk, and the time of opening and times that you get there is not going to likely change.
Right. And one of the arguments against it is if you're getting out at 4 o'clock, there's a lot of people that are sort of going into these ghost yard shifts,
I think we've lost Hardy.
Yeah, I'm just,
these graveyard shifts.
Yes, I think we lost Hardy for a minute. Yep, we lost him. There he is. All right, he just disappeared. Bill says on St. Patrick's Day he bought a truck from a drunk guy. He was asking $1,700. I got it for $800. Car buying on St. Patrick's Day from now on.
There you go.
Oh, you could buy a lot from drunk people, and I never even thought about that. That could be like a whole business thing. That could
Wonder-
overtake drinking if you do it right, buying shit off people.
But how did that guy feel about it the next day is the question.
Doesn't really matter. Bill got the truck.
Sure.
Does
No,
it really
good-
matter? I mean,
Good for Bill. Don't get me wrong.
do you really think he's gonna? Do you really
Bargain's a
think he's gonna
bargain.
drive over to him and be like, "So, I just want to know how it felt that you sold me this truck that you can't have back"? No, Bill's like, "Fuck it, I got me a truck."
The question, does he remember selling the truck is the question.
Probably not. He's probably
Hopefully.
still at the bar going, "Where the fuck did I park? I know I parked somewhere around here."
Dude, where's my car?
Speaking of keeping it open later, Brandon's on here. Brandon says now you run into the issue of people driving home from the bar while people are going to work. That I never actually thought about that. That's a great point. People start to get ready and go to work. around
Exactly,
4 or
right.
5.
Graveyard shift. Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying.
That's what you meant by that. Okay.
Right.
Because that's what I mean, even a lot of people with the 9 to 5 jobs start driving or hit the road by like 6 a.m. So that's not a big window in there.
Right, especially around here, you got a lot of the plant guys going in at 5, so they're already on the road at 4.
Is there anybody here who enjoys going to the bar that thinks it would actually be a good idea just for you get to drink longer? Do you really think that's a good idea, or is it like it really doesn't matter to me? If they
don't
do,
think it
I will.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just start later.
Well, and the thing is, just because the bars can open till 4, can stay open, doesn't mean they're going to.
Right.
Well, it's
They
still
can
going to be up to the
close at 2
bars,
and
but the
say,
thing
"See you
is,
later."
but bars can also lose business that way sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not open as long as this other bar, well, we don't want to drive drunk to another bar, so why not go to that bar to begin with,
Right.
where we can stay later? I mean, I hope it doesn't pass, honestly, without question. I'm loving this whole we're done at midnight thing.
It's great.
I mean, it is. I
is
still have
really
a little
nice.
night left over. It's nice. I know it's not going to last, but while it's here, I'm enjoying it. On that truck, Bill says the Blue Blick was 2,600. You got a hell of a fucking deal
Wow.
there, Bill.
There you go.
I like that deal. I got to start doing that. They're gonna move the Woodward Cruise to like March 17th, so you can buy the cars really cheap. Elena says, rarely would it be fun. I don't need to be out that late, and I don't think anybody really does. And it's not like I said, destination towns are different because destination you're up doing shit all night. Like if you got to take places like Nashville, Atlantic City, Panama City, New York City, even Chicago, I guess. Though Chicago, I don't like being in Chicago late anyway because, well, they get weird down there.
I could see it benefiting Detroit, right? Because then people will want to go downtown
Right.
more.
It'd be
You
more
got
like
the
a Vegas
casinos there.
strip.
You've got the bars, so being able to stay open to 4 might benefit that area.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they do just stay at a hotel. They stay at the casino and they can go out and party, so it's not really affecting any of the driving.
Yeah, any of your metropolitan areas, I think, would benefit from it.
Yeah, like Bill says on here, he agrees with you. Location on the bars for sure. 'Cause in the right area, it could be beneficial. But I do think that there's got to be other stipulations or other things the bars got to do. The problem is the bars already overserve people a lot of times.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't stop, and especially when it gets 1 to 2. Well, they're not going to have that same flag because they want to make more money. So I do think there are people that are going to get way, way overserved, and there's got to be something the bars do to limit that. Because you're going to probably see an increase in fights and stuff like that, because most fights that I know, if they don't happen before bar closing, happen shortly after.
Or right
winter.
before they're about to end. The
Yeah.
ones that I've gotten into is some dude like, oh, I'm about to go. About that time, I think I'll sucker punch somebody and start walking towards the door. That's
So what's
exactly
your-
what happened to me on my 26th birthday.
Yeah, I remember you telling the story. You remember that? So, since you work in the bars, Hardy? What's your opinion on that? What do you think would be the best avenue for them to take? Is it something you look forward to?
No, I would definitely not look forward to staying open till 4. I'm already beat by 11, 12.
Right.
Well, the
Staying
bar
open
business
past
beats
2
you
would be
down.
even worse. So, yeah, it really does. I mean, it's already taken a toll, especially when you're short-staffed like we are.
Yeah, and well, that's what's going to end up happening too, because people aren't going to want
People are-
to,
no,
work the
nobody's
long
gonna stick
shifts. So
around.
there's no longer this. Like I said, we're already loving being off at 12. We'll take 2 hours earlier and enjoy it. 2 o'clock we got used to. 4 o'clock, people aren't going to want to work that shift. I mean, a 4 to 6 hour bar shift is like a 10 to 12 hour regular shift in a lot of businesses. It is. It's that kind of taxing job. That's why there's shorter shifts for most people dealing with them. So aside from that, let's move away from the bars a little bit on there. What else do we got to talk about on here? Anybody got anything interesting going on lately?
Quest 2 is an amazing piece of machinery.
It absolutely is. I'm glad you finally got that.
Yeah.
It's that virtual world. It's amazing.
What is it?
It's a lot
The
of fun.
Quest, the virtual reality. Virtual reality came
Oh,
out. and
Oculus.
It was,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was shit when it came out. It was gimmicky. It was cool for a moment, but you put it down and you were done with it.
Yeah.
But since they've come out with that Oculus Quest and the Quest 2 now, it's so immersive and it's so actually enjoyable. It really pulls you into that world
Yeah.
better than anybody else did. Quick comment. Bill says, on the bars, we don't need it here. Downtown Royal Oak in Michigan is already a problem at 2 a.m. Again, that's where it's going to hurt. It's going to be those, I want to say college town type areas or the young hangout towns is where it's going to be really bad.
Right.
On there. Fortunately, with a lot of old people, they pass out in the bar, don't wake up till morning. So that's not as big of an issue. But those big ones where people are constantly bar hopping in big groups are going to be a problem too. Brandon says the staff turnover rate will go through the roof, and I think that's totally true too. You're not going to have as much reliable employees at the bars you go to. You're not going to see the same staff as much. They're not going to want to work these shifts.
Right.
I know. Ashley loves that you got the Oculus. I do too. And Brandon, he's also got an Oculus. Just started using his again. So what do you play on the Oculus? Like, what's your favorite game so far?
Top Golf, baby.
Top golf is fun. That's a fun one. The putt.
I gotta play the golf. I haven't played the
really
golf
fun.
yet.
Fishing's pretty cool. The little free fishing game. You just sit in a beach chair and go fishing.
It's cool though.
Dude,
It's really
Right,
cool,
yeah.
but you know, there's this part of me with the fishing thing. Like, are you really going anywhere? Are you really immersing yourself?
Doesn't
You're
matter.
Still on the couch.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sitting down. I'm going fishing. I'm taking myself to the lake. Right. It's a
I
relaxation.
mean, it is. It's weird. This is the first time using the Oculus Quest 2 since I got the original Oculus Quest, when it came out before that too, and it's the first time where I find myself almost believing I'm in the world I'm in. That I forget and I pull it off like, whoa, there's a world around me that I wasn't ready for. I absolutely love it. It really pulls you in. Jeremy says he loves doing demos and seeing people do VR for the first time. He loves seeing the realization on their face when they interact in a VR world for the first time. It's trippy for the first time,
incredible.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first time for me, because I had seen a couple things. My experience with VR was like back in the day when I went to Disney World a long time ago. They had like some sort of shitty kind of VR thing there for Aladdin, and then I didn't see anything on it. And then most recently, a couple years ago, my brother got the PlayStation VR, which is not as good a quality as the Oculus. It's not as clear, but he put on like a tech demo, and it was just you in a shark cage,
Yeah,
which
okay.
slowly goes down deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's the perfect way to sort of ease you into it, because there's going to be a lot of people that are affected by motion sickness. Like, I'd never be able to do the space stuff or anything like that.
They've definitely
Personally?
gotten better on like the Oculus 2. It's way better. First of all, that screen door effect has a little bit to do with it to start with.
Yeah.
And they've really minimized that to be almost non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there slightly, but it's not as bad as it was. And because they're enhancing the refresh rates constantly, the motion sickness is being improved as well. A lot of people aren't. But it still affects some people for sure.
And Sony just announced the PlayStation 2 VR. Or the PlayStation VR 2. So that should be coming out, I would say, next year, 2022.
See, I didn't like the PlayStation VR because the amount of setup you had to put into that thing to get it going
Yeah.
with all these different cords everywhere. I'm like, this is just
Right.
not worth it. And at the time, I just had the one where I could pop my phone into it.
Well,
And I
the
was
next
like,
one's
this
gonna
works
be
almost as good.
Next one's going to be streamlined, better quality, a lot less to do. And the one advantage to the PlayStation is that it's been voted that there's been a lot more available good games made for it. Obviously, just
Okay.
because of the thing.
Resident Evil 7 through VR made me shit my fucking pants.
Yeah,
Like,
I wanted to try
First
that.
one.
that was the first thing I played on, and I'm like, this is going to be so cool. And I like took off like, no
No.
fucking way. Like,
No,
No. You're peeking around every corner. You're not wanting to go down in the basements. It's,
Brandon says Star Wars
Scary
Squadron is amazing in VR. I really like the Vader Immortal games. They're very short, but I enjoy them. I think they're a lot of fun, and I love when you get to the demo. Pretty much if you can hold a lightsaber, I'm for it.
sure.
The PlayStation VR owners, Jeremy says, will get a small handful of VR games absolutely free starting March 25th. Well, that's nice.
I've got one of those.
And now, is that just VR owners, or like got to be PlayStation Plus members, or what?
No, PlayStation has a stay-at-home incentive. Basically, they did it last year.
I've seen
right
that. I
around
feel
this
like
time.
I'm getting robbed of my PS Plus games.
Right. So yeah, I know it's most of the games that I own as well. So they're giving away a bunch of indie games for the most part, some VR games, and then Horizon Zero Dawn, which
That's a game.
oh my god, it's a great game. But everybody owns it at this point. But
Danny's here.
it's,
Howdy,
it's a
Danny.
nice thing.
I love that you say howdy.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Bill wants to know, does Oculus have Kill the Rabbit? It's Kill the Wabbit, sir. It's Kill the Wabbit.
Let's find out.
I actually don't know. I don't think they do. There's something else with that. He's referring to something else. I just got to somehow get it.
Yeah,
I got to
I
figure it
can't
out.
do a
Yeah.
lot of it.
I know.
I wish I could.
Yeah, Jeremy says, I wish everyone could experience VR, but some people just can't handle the motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the way they're going with the refresh rates, hopefully that's going to help more and more people experience it. Because it's way better. When it's first started and it was just like the phone one where you put your phone into it, the Samsung Gear,
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it for very long at all. And every generation I've noticed that I'm able to handle it longer and longer because of the change in the refresh rates.
Yeah. For the PlayStation VR, I have Doom, and that one was a nightmare just because it was look to aim. So
Ugh.
you're constantly doing this, right? You're moving your head around trying to
Yeah.
do everything. But the Quest 2, I was playing some zombie game. I don't know. You kill them, shoot them, and stuff. And being that you're aiming with your hands instead of where you're looking, it's a whole lot easier to not get motion sickness.
Right. I think they're
But
working it
after
out.
about like an hour or so, your legs start going from under you because you're just moving around, and it's intense.
Absolutely. Jeremy says the PS VR will now be a single cable. That'll be nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be very nice on that. And Danny loves that our website says howdy to her. Well, our website loves you, Danny, and we love you too. Just a reminder to everybody out there, no matter what we're talking about or what we're in the middle of, if you have anything on your mind, you want to talk about anything, all you got to do is message us right here through the chat while watching the video, and we'll be glad to talk about it. We're pretty much filler conversation on different things going on that you're welcome to be a part of, but the show is ultimately about you. And Anthony's not coming through loud enough. Can you increase your volume a bit there, Anthony?
Okay.
Or just move towards your mic.
That's
I
right.
was gonna say I'll just
wanna see your
sit
face.
upright.
That's what happens. It's because it gets quieter when you go back further.
Yeah, I get comfy.
Well, that's better. We can hear you better now. People want to hear your lovely voice, sir.
No, it's not. It's
Well, apparently everybody's noticing it. I muted myself for 3 minutes and nobody said a word, so...
well.
They were just happy I stopped talking. At least I
Cheers.
Cheers on
Cheers
that.
to that. Clink.
Like,
All right, well, as of course you know, when we're doing these shows, we do have little segments sometimes that we'll put on from our panel. And the first one we're going to go over to Gabe so he can discuss anything in the news that could be weird, unique, interesting, or strange.
Yeah, so they did what now?
This is going to be Gabe's Believe It or They Did What Now. So you scour the internet for us sometimes to find out weird topics, weird stories we might be wanting to talk about.
I do.
And
I
before we get
spend
to that, by
a
the way,
whole. I spend many, many minutes looking all over the internet for it.
anybody want to buy a truck, Bill has 2 for sale, just so you know. All right, so what did you find for us?
All right, so the first story we got today, I shared that picture with you. You got it? There you go. So the first thing is, can you
Okay.
guess from this picture what the story is about?
I could guess, but unfortunately I have to change the rating. So,
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that, I guess. So
to our mature audiences.
the this comes from the Huffington Post. The title is "Half-Eaten Sausage Solves 9-Year-Old German Burglary."
what?
Yes. So German police said they have solved a 9-year-old burglary after DNA found on a half-eaten piece of sausage matched that of a man detained in France over an unrelated crime. Police in the western town of Schwelm said Thursday that the sausage belonged to the victim, and the suspect, a 30-year-old Albanian citizen, appeared to have helped himself to a bite during the March 2012 break-in. It wasn't clear what type of sausage, known in Germany as Wurst, the burglar had nibbled, though police said it had a hard variety. Investigators were recently alerted that French police had taken a matching DNA sample from a man involved in a violent crime, but it says in here that most
Wait a
likely...
minute.
So most likely nothing, real quick. So most likely nothing's going to happen because it's already past the statute of limitations anyway.
This
So-
picture is about a crime story.
Speaking of
Yes.
limitations, that's half eaten.
That's another thing.
Right.
Where's the other half?
Yeah, I
of that
just thought
sausage?
about that.
So many questions regarding this one. First off, where the fuck do they store food from 8 years ago? From an 8-year-old crime. You know what I mean?
To exhume a sausage.
Right. So DNA.
You go to
found-
Germany a lot here, Anthony. Can you explain this to us?
No. I know. I know
Oh,
that
okay.
particular type of sausage in a bun is quite tasty. Because I've had a couple of those.
Was it that long?
Sorry, Bill.
Well-
Gabe picked it. It wasn't our fault.
Oh, I'm reading it wrong. They got him dirty. Basically, they had suspected him,
I gotcha.
and they stole his hoagie. Basically.
Thanks for that, Jeremy. Okay, so what else you got for us?
All right. So the other thing I got here is
Just can't
Better
get
be
that
a this
sausage
better
picture
now.
out of my mind.
Don't make it more sausage because Bill's gonna give up on us.
all right. So this one sort of leads to another conversation, but this one's from
Danny was hoping it was an article about Viagra. You know, it would have made more sense. I would have more expected an article about Viagra from that than I would have a crime scene. Hunter says she walks into a crime scene and I want prints on the sausage. They do that a lot, like south of 8 Mile in Detroit. I know that. They definitely want
print
prints
your
on people's sausage. They want to print your sausage.
so this one comes from the UK Mirror, and it's teacher ordered calculators from Morrison's, gets 7 chicken and bacon pasta bakes instead. So this sort of leads me to a discussion, and that's, have you ever ordered anything from Amazon or something like that and received something wrong? And if it was wrong, did you ever receive anything weird, like weirdly wrong?
No,
Because-
I haven't actually.
Because I have a story.
What'd
So
you-
what was yours?
I ordered some TRS to XLR cables, and I ended up getting a Mickey Mouse phone case instead.
Right on.
So,
Was it
you
a
know,
cool Mickey Mouse phone case?
It was
I would've
for.
kept
I
that.
don't even know what kind of phone it was for, but it was like a little kid's phone case. So I ended up returning it, which I found out the 7-Elevens have them Amazon bins now. Mm-hmm. So they're great. They're awesome.
I don't think I would trust Amazon to deliver my meat.
No, there's a lot of
No,
things
no,
that I
no,
do
no.
trust Amazon for, but any kind of, I don't trust anybody shipping any kind of like food like that, like dairy or meat or
Right.
anything like that. I wouldn't
So-
trust it.
So my story is, I was working and I was in a customer's house, and I was just doing my thing over here, and then I can hear him on technical support talking about trying to get this proper piece that he was missing for some shelving. They had sent him this right here, which is a female urination adapter.
That's what he
Is that one
got.
of them sheep heaps or
That's what they
something?
sent him.
Ironically, that comes up on my Facebook a lot.
So if you
I guess Danny's right. That's dollar store chicken right there.
so if you don't know what this is so that women can it's for like camping and things like that.
Right, right.
So you can sort of direct it. You know, I don't know how it's handled, but that's what they sent him instead of his $2 piece. So that conversation was very funny.
That had to be one. The more so that it became a news story. Like he felt this was so good, he had to report this somehow. He had to call people over to check this shit out.
Yeah.
Bill says,
I can only imagine washing that in your dishwasher with the rest of your clean dishes.
Right.
"Ew, no! You don't put it in your dishwasher. What the fuck's wrong with you?"
How else do you clean it?
Hey, you
Let
can just
we
convert
don't
it
have
for
any women
oil
on the
changes.
panel. I
Just
can't
let nature
assume
handle it.
on that. Oh God, plastic me. Oh God, no.
Good for your nation and oil changes.
Yes.
Bill says he ordered a zero gravity chair one time. And he got 2 bicycle pumps. There's got to be, you've got to know you're grabbing the wrong item at some point. Then again, I would think that with like all these like meals and they get a urination tube at the same time.
Can you just imagine, you know, they're like, oh yes, I got my part. And you're like, what the?
Yeah.
What is this?
People say that Amazon overworks their employees beyond belief, but honestly, I don't think they're working that hard. I mean, if this is what you're getting, I don't think they're trying all that hard.
Whoops. I mean, are the SKUs that close together? You know.
They are. Well, how do? I don't know if I'm more bothered that they keep those by the meats. Like that they're like right next to them somewhere. I grabbed the wrong box. My mistake.
Sure.
They need a little more organization in there for sure. So what else is going on with people right now? Those are good stories. You always bring in some weird ones right now.
I'm gonna try to find the weirdest.
Cookie Monster rocks are still the best.
Yeah, that was too good.
If I could find Cookie Monster rocks every week.
Danny says it's a snorkel. I'm going to trust you, Danny. I'm going to
could
have
be.
to believe you because I don't know for sure. Since you're a woman on there, I'm going to actually believe you. It's a
take your word
snorkel. You know, oh, God.
In
No.
many situations, it definitely could be.
Yeah, but can you imagine if you did use it for a snorkel, then found out what it was?
That may be the reason that they're using it as a snorkel, though.
Ew. Ew.
Throwing it out there.
I don't know if anybody would do that. Bill, does anybody do that?
On that note,
Bill would definitely know on there. Hunter says, Lady Gaga dog walker got shot and the shooter stole the dogs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
died from COVID.
I didn't even hear that. The dog walker got shot and they stole the dogs?
Right. Yeah, there's a sort of a high profile dog walker. I don't know how you get that gig, but was walking around a bunch of dogs, and I think 2 or 3 of them were Lady Gaga's dogs. And he got shot, and they stole her dogs. And, you know, there was a lot of sort of controversy about it because initially when she came out, the first thing that she did was offer a reward for the dogs. But there wasn't any mention of the dog walker that
dog
got
walker.
shot carrying her dogs.
She
So-
can replace the dog walker.
Right. Right. Who's this guy?
Right.
So there was some controversy about that, but I'm not sure what happened with them. I think they're still in process of trying to track that dude down.
Danny says it was a joke. I don't know if it was a joke, Danny, the snorkel thing. I'm not sure.
We can only
Say.
hope.
I am hoping it's a joke. I'm 100%
Yes.
hoping it's a joke. You knew the risk. That's right. Oh, good. We got an answer. Bill says using it for a snorkel is okay.
Oh boy.
I'm going to stop there. I was like, as long as she's connected to the other end. Bill, it is so nice
This
to
is
have
rated
a old
PG,
man
is it?
on here. Hey, he's behaving. Okay.
Yeah.
It is my fault for that, bringing that story out.
That's actually funny though. That's just I'm still fascinated that it became a news story. Some of the stuff we get. We need stories like that though.
Well, that one is just my customer. The one prior to it, she just got meat. My customer is the one who got that thing. So that's just from me.
Now, are you sure? Or maybe she ordered it and you saw it, so she came up with this elaborate story.
No, he was yelling at somebody overseas on the phone about getting the part, and then he showed it to me, and it was that. I'm like, I didn't even know they make those. He's like, neither did I.
They make all sorts of weird shit on there. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
They've made a whole bunch of toys that you think you'd never want, but I might. And I'm not a woman, so I probably wouldn't get use out of that. But there's other things that they make. I want a squatty potty still. Like those little potties, you sit your legs up so you're like conformed.
Yeah, does it actually work?
Well, yeah. They actually are good for you. They're actually really good for you.
But can't you just get any bench or any little step stool? There you go. $10.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have a squatty potty.
Yeah, there's having like a little bench or step stool, and then there's having a squatty potty.
No, there's no difference.
There's a difference.
Big difference.
My daughter has a step stool.
Well,
and
that's different.
that's fine.
It isn't bringing her knees above to her
And it's
neckline or chest.
$5. Does the same thing.
Just put a cinder block in front of your toilet.
Yeah, they definitely shipped them the parts.
Or just practice those exercises and just go clear, free and clear, and just lift. Don't even use the stairs.
I don't know. I would want to keep it though, because it's a good conversation starter for her. I think she should hang on to it. Stop listening to Howard Stern.
Is he still in here?
I think I think it's Gabe. I think Bill thinks Gabe is Howard Stern. I think I don't know for sure if he does on there. And of course, we always have couch potato. Num 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 num. So naturally, I'm a fat guy, so I like to focus on things that are on TV, things to watch. You know, I like to be that couch potato guy. And I just wanted to bring a couple things that are coming. There's the show Clarice that came out. I don't know if anybody's seen Clarice at all, if anybody's watched it.
I have not yet.
It is, I think, too many times these companies are trying to bring in hardcore brand names or hardcore stories and rehash them, but it's just your basic FBI show anymore. And I think they're losing it. You can't tell the difference in these shows anymore. All these like detective things. It was one of those shows I watched the first episode and I'm like, if you took out all the flashbacks of Silence of the Lambs, which literally every time she did anything, she flashed back to this moment. It was just your standard FBI show. And I'm getting tired of these shows. Who watches those FBI shows? I know a lot of people do. It'd probably be better if I had women on the panel to discuss this one.
100%.
Because they watch them a lot more than they do. But I'm seeing this, and the other one that just got released was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which I enjoyed, for sure.
And I have not
good.
seen that yet, so how was that?
It was very good.
I liked it.
Do you think Marvel's going overboard with the amount of shows they're putting out? Do you think they're cheapening their brand, kind of like I feared Star Wars was going to do? WandaVision was fantastic.
And this is pointed right that way. If anything, this one opens up with more clear-cut direction because it's not trying to sort of feed that to you. But it ties right into the lore. CGI is great. Obviously, I think it's a smart move, too. I think you're basically just making a very long movie with all these sort of not as popular characters as your Iron Mans or your Spider-Mans, but I think you can take these perfectly acceptable actors and put them into something really captivating, and I think they're doing a really smart thing with this.
Yeah, they're just taking advantage of all the different characters, right? It's not like they're making up things just to have a bunch of shows out. They've got, you know, all the different characters, so they're taking advantage. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Wanda and Vision, right? There's so
But they've
many
got
people
like
that
20 to 30 shows in the works to be released over the next 2 years.
and I'm happy.
Works for
You
me.
don't think it's too much? What about with Star Wars? Same thing.
Star Wars, I feel the issue with Star Wars is they focused solely on like the Skywalkers. right?
Exactly.
And
Yep.
so they just beat the Skywalkers into you. If they
Yep.
would have done something different, they could have done, you know, like a Chewie backstory. They tried the Han Solo thing. I didn't really like that movie. But they could have gone in more directions than just beating the Skywalkers for 9 movies. Right.
Bill goes back to the TV. Criminal Minds, he's good. Falcon is a slow start. I didn't see it yet. I plan on watching it actually after the show tonight. I was going to watch it because I'm curious about it. The problem is I don't like the slow starts. I mean, it really almost ruined WandaVision for me. Like,
It was.
There's a
This was
lot of
much
action.
better.
There's a lot of action
Yeah.
in the first episode of this.
but
show.
is there enough to grip you? Because I don't think, as much as, of course, Marvel knows how to do their movies and do their series, and the action is always good, but is there enough to grip you to make you wonder, hey, what's going on? I think that's needed.
At the end of this episode, I wanted more information. I needed to see more. Like,
Yeah.
it was completely different from watching the first couple episodes of WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was hooked.
Okay. So it's not one of those all spectacle, no story.
No,
Right.
they started off and they show you just enough to get you hooked, and then they cut it off, and you're like, I need more. What's going on?
And probably my favorite Marvel movie is probably Winter Soldier.
I think Captain America. I liked both Civil War and Winter Soldier. Oddly enough, the character I like least is Captain America. I'm not a big fan of him. But his origin movies are the ones I like most, which is Civil War and Winter Soldier.
I just thought it was the tightest sort of package, you know, as far as action and content and all about Hydra and all this crazy stuff. And but this sort of carries on a lot
Now,
of that backstory.
I want to go into the comments by Bill and Danny. Bill said, Criminal Minds said Falcon was a slow start, and then Danny said, personally, she really likes Criminal Minds. It's the most, and watch that the most. I stopped watching all these serious law and court trial and investigation shows because it really did follow that thing. Whoever the guest star is going to be the one, and there was no mystery to it. And I've never understood the appeal for those shows. They're not bad because I do find myself watching them till the end if I happen to catch one on. It's like I got to find out what happens. I can't leave it alone. But I think a lot of those shows fall into that trap of whoever your guests are, whoever's this new character suddenly, you know they're guilty, you know they're not, you know what they did. But there was another one, I can't remember what it was. It's one of, I think it's a Law and Order show, it might be a different one, where they actually start with the crime and the result. So you don't have to think, you just get to watch how it came about. Like it opens up with, yes, it's guilty, it's done over. It might have been trial by jury or something like that. I can't remember which one it was because I don't really pay attention. She says, or Bill says that Daniel, first episodes with Gideon are the best for Criminal Minds. I really don't know. They're still talking Criminal Minds, which is good. Has a great cast, genuine respect, and are free outside the show. You can feel in the episodes. The Criminal Minds end. Is it still going on? I thought that was the one that was ending soon.
Is Mandy Patinkin still in that?
I don't know. You'll have to. Yeah, Danny or Bill, is Mandy Patinkin still in it? Danny also says The Sinner is good. The Sinner was a good show.
I also started watching Debris.
Oh, I don't even want to get to that. I started it. Here's my problem with Debris. I actually mentioned that on the open forum we did when I talked before. The Debris was interesting. What did you think of it first?
I love the sci-fi stories that are in it. I am not crazy about the casting.
I was going to say it made me ask a lot of questions, but first I thought they put too much into it. Like, we're just going to throw this into it. We're just going to throw. I don't want too much. I want to be focused. And there is absolutely no chemistry between those lead characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. But I like the concept.
Right.
I think I like what they're doing.
The stories are really, really unique so far.
And yes, we talk about tight packages. Bill, sorry. Criminal Minds always has a twist. Well, that's good on that. Again, I've seen them, but I don't know which ones I've technically seen because I just watch them because they happen to be on somewhere. Or Law and Order Criminal Intent. Maybe that was the one I was thinking of, Criminal Intent. I think that is the show I'm thinking of where they gave you everything already and then they went back to show you how it got there.
The only one I watched was Special Victims Unit.
And those are good. And it does kill me because I don't like the shows, but I'm stuck watching them. Like, if I start it, I've got to finish it. Mandy was Gideon. She's been gone since the 4th season, Bill says.
Okay.
And Danny is obsessed with The Ranch. Anybody else watch The Ranch?
I haven't seen it yet, but it looks...
I think I've tried
Isn't
watching
that a
it.
play off of the... What is that? That 70s show?
Character-wise, or actor-wise, I think it kind of is. I tried watching it. The first season, I couldn't get into it. I've heard it's really good. I heard it got really funny, but I just couldn't get into the first season of it. I like the cast. I like Masterson. Kutcher, Masterson's in there. So that was one I wanted to watch. There's not a whole lot coming out now, but I know there will be because there's all these Marvel things coming out, which will be awesome. That'll be great. The Ranch is toast now, Bill says.
Yeah, for sure. Canceled.
I'm stoked to see the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
I kind of am, but I'm worried about it. I didn't like the last two Godzillas.
No, I'm more about the CGI.
I didn't mind the first one.
The first of the latest. I was pissed off at the first Godzilla as soon as it started because they showed fucking Bryan Cranston in that movie and killed him off at the start. And you don't fucking do that with Bryan Cranston. You might as well do it to fucking Morgan Freeman or shit like that.
Hey, why not?
You kill Morgan Freeman.
Because they made it seem like he was going to be a star. And the second one, The King of the Monsters, just made no damn sense. There was so much wrong with that movie. But it should be epic to see him go against Kong. Sam Elliott from The Ranch, yeah. I like Sam Elliott.
He's a good actor.
Indeed. Amazing stash.
So what are we looking forward to coming up? Anything exciting going on in the future? things opening, things getting better, things getting broader.
I want
Every-
the weather to be nice so I can go golfing
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
Not in VR.
Yeah, it's a little better for real life than VR, but you don't have to walk as far.
Yeah, but the VR is surprisingly accurate because I shit at the VR golf just as I am normal golf.
It's creepy how accurate it is sometimes. Morgan Freeman says, "Fuck that."
Yeah, but with that, you can blame it on the controller. This
Yeah.
is bullshit. This fucking controller's not working, man.
Been doing that since Nintendo days.
Exactly.
Cartridge out and blowing it.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's been good. So you're gonna get to play golf. What about you guys? Anything you're looking forward to?
Warmth. I just sunshine, more weekends where I can actually get out and do, just even simple things like the park, and I cannot fucking wait.
You can. I don't know. I mean, everybody on here typically has been going through a lot of shit during this quarantine and shit and depression and stuff. You think it's gonna lift it easily? You think it's gonna just come back to you, or do you think there's gonna be a lot of work to do to get yourself back to where you once were? 70 degrees tomorrow. I'm opening my pool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
I'll
lot.
be right there.
I think the real test, and I was talking to somebody else about this, is there's a shitload of people that are working from home still. And I don't think the paranoia and sort of the difficulty is really going to start sort of popping in there until everybody goes back to a very tight knit work environment that so many don't have to experience right now.
Now, right now, I think going back, everybody's got this fear of the crowds, and everybody's being defiant about it. We talked about that in a few shows before. When you think things get back to normal, do you think there's going to be like flashes in the back of people's head at that point that like, this is too crowded. I don't want to go to risk. I don't want to go through all this shit again. We spent a year and a half going through bullshit. Do you think that's going to kill some crowds? Do you think eventually it's going to stick in? It's not worth it? Even the ones who are defiant against it now, because it's more political defiance than anything. But do you think when that hits and the reality sets in that crowds are going to diminish a little bit? Are theaters going to start losing people? Are restaurants going to start losing some people because of the risk?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to just assume so because you're always going to have those people that are, it's going to mess them up pretty much the rest of their life because this was such a big thing,
Right.
It was let's just, lock down for 4 weeks and then we'll be good. And we're going on a year now.
A year plus.
Over a year now.
A year
Literally
plus.
put the fear of God in
Where
everyone
things aren't
with this.
back to normal yet, right? They told us, just a couple weeks and then everything will be okay. And then we're still, just a little bit longer, everything will be okay. But, you've got people that are probably scarred for life now because they're afraid to leave their house.
Well, just on a sanitation level, like just think about the things you used to take for granted, like something like bowling, right? You used to get a house ball, used to go
Yep.
bowling, get some finger food nachos, right? House ball, finger food nachos. That shit's never happening again.
And when you go to get a ball, you put your fingers in every fucking ball there too, like
Right.
everybody else does.
All right.
Gotta touch
Danny
every
says it
hole.
will because there's only allowed a certain capacity. What I'm saying, Danny, though, is when everything goes back to normal, when it's full capacity, you think people are going to mentally start thinking about this? They're going to be more conscious of their environment. Once they're over all the political bullshit associated with it, do you think they're going to naturally start thinking like, that's not the cleanest thing in the world to do. This is not the best area. You think we're going to wise up a little bit in that sense? And I'm not saying that it's dumb not to. I'm just curious if you think that we're going to start doing that more often. Think people are going to try to be more sanitary?
You can only hope people keep washing their hands after they're done using the bathroom.
I tell you, I
They-
was fucking amazed at the start of the pandemic that washing your hands was something we had to be taught.
Oh, it's crazy. But you have all been in urinals. You've been into the bathroom. You've walked in there. You've washed your hands. You've seen the guy walk straight to the fucking urinal, walk straight out. Every
it
time.
still happens.
Everybody's
I've seen people go in
everybody's
small
seen
ones.
it.
I've
Straight
seen
out.
it.
Right. The dirtiest. I just don't get it.
I don't know. I used to actually, even before pandemic and shit, when people would come out of the bathroom, they were about to sing, I'd be like, "Did you wash your hands?" Make them turn right the fuck around. Like, you got out of here too quick. You're not touching my damn microphone with your fucking piss ass hands.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
worse.
Well, and you got
Hey,
the people
put her
that are
there,
like,
buddy.
"Oh, I know where I've been," and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't care where you've been. Wash your damn hands. That's nasty.
Danny's getting hungry. Howie's awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Pizza.
I do like hungry. Now I want pizza.
Yeah, I think-
Thanks, Danny.
I know a place where we can get some pizza after this.
Some fantastic.
Oh, God. All right. And Bill says he doesn't think they will. He says everything will ease up and then cases are going to go up again. Fortunately, I don't think the cases are going to be as big of a problem, but there's going to be something else eventually. There always is. This is the first one we had that caused the year shutdown type deal, but there's always something coming at us somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I hope people get a little bit smarter because there are some basic things people can do to try to prevent something like this from ever happening again. Whether you agree or not, whatever the reasons, basic things that I thought we were all taught in grade school. So hopefully they will.
You would think.
I was taught in grade school, which was really weird because you pissed in one long tube with a bunch of other kids. Like in elementary school, we just had that long troughs of pee. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. And, you know, it seems like it's funny because I went to a Red Wings game not too long ago. Well,
Bill says that
obviously-
short dicks piss quick, and it's true. Bill is a taller man, so
But
it does take him a while. And
I
he's
see
a tall
it-
dick.
But I see that changing, you know, where they still have had the troughs, and I saw a long line for a bunch of these sort of younger lads waiting for the stalls instead of sort of that comfort or the, you know, of just being too self-conscious to piss right
They
next
don't
to somebody.
spend much time in Europe.
Yeah.
What's okay? I have to ask because we're guys on the panel, so I can actually ask this right now because there's none. What's the buffer rule? Who follows the fucking buffer rule?
Let's one over if you can.
And
There's gotta
what
be room.
It
what do you
depends on
do
the
when there's that
circumstance.
fucker
If
that
there's
doesn't
not, and you've
respect
got-
the
That
buffer
son of a
rule?
bitch does not respect you. You go either for the sink or you go into the stall.
I am on your side, John.
100%.
The only time it's acceptable is if all of the other facilities are being used and you cannot hold it and wait for the other person.
Then you go outside and find a fucking bush.
I see. I don't see the big deal if it's an emergency situation, right?
Right.
I'm looking at mine. I'm not looking anywhere else. Hopefully, the person next to me is doing the same.
Right. As long as it's not a chatty Cathy.
all- we've
I
all
don't
got
give a
one,
shit.
right?
Oh, it's when they start talking to you this the worst.
Yeah.
So-
They're just
And you're
being,
making
"Hey,
eye
how you doing?"
contact.
How are you?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Tiger Stadium. A lot of the old baseball stadiums they have just urinal troughs.
The trough.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
worst when you're pissing next to someone and you have to make eye contact.
Well, and that's
the worst.
the biggest
You're
buffer.
pissing in the
is
same
when
bucket
there's a
at that
trough,
point.
right?
Yeah,
Because at
you
least
can't
with
really do
urinals, you got the dividers, and it's like this is your designated space. But if you got a trough and someone comes up right next to you, all buddy, that's
You ain't buddy in a
Right.
bathroom. I don't care who you are.
You got to worry about splash damage.
Unless it's like a rest stop off of the highway. But, but that's a different kind of buddy.
I don't want that kind of
That's a
buddy.
buddy you get paid for.
Thinking of something about Mary, one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Nice.
All right. Well, this has been a good show, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Bill says, of course, piss in his pocket if he gets that close to you. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Might start a fight, but well worth it, I think, because maybe he won't do it again. Some people got to learn the hard way. So thank you. Splash damage. Never heard of that. You wouldn't have, but I mean,
a
it's
real
possible
thing.
you could have it
It's-
too. But
it's-
there's tools
it
to
is real.
prevent that, Danny.
There's that tool, and you can go
There's
on
funnels that can
Wish.com and
prevent
purchase yours
splash damage.
That's right.
We've got them available.
There you go.
now. In every color, shape, and size, fit to your needs.
You know a lot more about it than I thought there, Hardy.
Gotcha.
You know, it pops up on my Facebook feed every single day, and I don't understand why. It's like I don't need it.
That's
You,
the
you
nice
supposed
never
to
want
buy this for
to. You
something?
never want to tell people what pops up on your Facebook feed because the algorithm for popping up is based on what you've been looking at and what you've been seeing.
And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't searched it, but I have clicked on it just to find out more about it.
Well, Facebook said, "Ooh, you like this?
Yeah.
Here's more."
You carry funnels in your fanny packs.
You said it once in
I
passing
shop for fanny
conversation.
packs with my boys.
Now here's
That's for
50 different advertisements for it.
Yeah, we overheard your conversation in passing. Here
Right.
you go.
We're all doing this show right now. Right now, all our computers are going to have it on there. Like you were talking about it, here it is.
Oh, it's popping up in your Amazon
Sausage
comments.
ads and
This is
frozen
suggestions.
meats and
We'll get funnels and urinal buffers.
Exactly. For the next week.
Bill, Danny says it's like sploosh damage, but different. I got nothing, Bill. Okay.
and on that note,
On that note, I want to thank everybody for being here. Been a lot of fun on the open forum. Remember, we didn't have a lot of serious conversations going in. Now I respect why you're doing that, Hardy. Remember, you are always, no matter what you're talking about, you're welcome to talk about something serious. Some of our open forums, people do bring us some serious topics. Sometimes they don't. It's just here for any conversation, so you have people to talk to, so we can hear you and people who will listen to what you got to say. That's what we're here for. Coming up on Wednesday, though. Wednesday, things are changing up a bit because we're going back to our topic shows we do every Wednesday, and that topic is the autistic fight. We're going to have several people on here who deal with autism on a regular basis, people who have kids who are autistic, people who grew up being autistic, as well as some professionals on there to talk about it as well. Should be a great show to inform everybody because autism is a huge thing. We told you on the last show, it's a very broad spectrum of things to look out for. Some are very high functioning, some can't even talk. It's a big thing to look at, and you don't see a lot of times what people go through on a daily basis, so we're going to talk to those people. Don't forget, while you're here, like, share, follow, and subscribe to Ear Shoulder Voice on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We're on all those, and there you can live chat during the show. Go to our website at www.earshouldervoice.com. You can see a live schedule of all our shows. You can apply to be a guest panelist, and you can ask us anything there as well. And don't forget, you can chat live with us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, but you can also chat anytime through Facebook Messenger. So whether we have a show going on or not, if you need somebody to talk to and you want somebody to talk to, go to our Facebook page, message Ear Shoulder Voice. One of our shoulders will talk to you through anything you want to talk about. And if nobody's available, we'll get to you as soon as possible. If you go to our website to do that, you can do it anonymously, so you don't even have to reveal your name. And we'll be there for you for anything you want to talk about. Feel free to Ear Shoulder Voice. Bill says bye, or Danny says bye. Bye, Danny. Good having you here.
Bye.
see ya.
So returning the following Sunday coming up is going to be our next open forum show, as we do every Sunday. So we'll be glad to have you there for that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Anthony. Glad to have you here. It's good to have you back. You're good at these open forums. You can bring good conversation. I appreciate that.
Always a fun time.
Very much. Very, very much fun. Hardy, glad you made it. You definitely stayed sober longer this time. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to stay sober.
But you
During
did
the
have
duration
reason
of an
behind
hour,
that.
that's it. Yeah,
And never
yeah.
feel bad about that. I know you don't, but some people do. Never feel bad about that. Sometimes you just need that escape, and it's understandable.
absolutely.
Those memories will stay with you forever, and you handle them how you want to handle them. If anybody tells you any different, get the fuck out of your life and do what you need to do. Always remember that.
Shins.
Gabriel, back for
Yes,
another
sir.
one. Also good to have you. Love your little weird news things on there sometimes.
Thank you.
They're very interesting. I don't know how I feel about the funnel, but I still am glad I found out about it. So
It's good.
There's a
It's good.
small,
It's
dark
important news to get out there.
orb
Anthony's
floating
house is
around
haunted.
behind Anthony. Anthony has a small dark orb.
Might be the. Made you look.
Creepy. All right, thank you, everybody. You have a great night. We'll see you on our next episode of Ear, Shoulder, Voice. Bye, everybody. Thank you to our panel as well. It's nothing without you guys and our chat. You make the show. Have a great night. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Hey guys, Keith Lippin here for Ear, Shoulder, Voice. While you're here, why don't you like, share, subscribe, and follow so you can be notified of all our new broadcasts that we're bringing to you live every week and live chat during the show. You can also head on over to www.earshouldervoice.com, find out more information, suggest topics you'd like to see our panel discuss, and even apply to be a guest panelist yourself. That was interesting.
Oh, very nice.
You brought out toys. You brought out the toys.
I'm
feeling
about
bad. I
This,
think-
orb.
Do you
Yeah.
do you know what this is?
No, I can't really see it. Hold on.
Can you make him bigger? There you go.
It's not gonna zoom.
Well, if you hold it there for a second, it might.
No, I got autofocus turned off.
Oh, well, that's not going to work then. What is that?
Oh,
from-
wait. Yeah, it's coming in
Looks
now.
familiar.
It's kind of old. It's from a black and white
I don't know.
episode of a scary show.
Help
It's
me
from
out.
Twilight Zone.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it the Gremlin?
The Mystic Seeker. This Mystic Seer.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that was cool. I feel like they're outshining us there, Anthony. They're not getting all these like standees and all this other stuff.
I'm trying to
All my
find
toys.
something fun. I don't think I have anything.
You know, we have our special coming up on May 4th too. The May the 4th be with you, a Star Wars show.
Dark Teeth.
Yeah,
Can't go
should be
wrong.
fun.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, you're getting greedy, Bill. Put your name in the credits, okay? I don't need to make it bigger and higher. That's what that is.
I don't have any gizmos.
You're in there though. That's what really counts, and it's a
You
special
should get an
thing.
actual gizmo, like a Mogwai.
You didn't. You should
It's alphabetical, Bill. So change your name. Who had a gizmo? I missed the gizmo. I was looking at Bill.
No, I said I don't have anything fun to play with.
Neither do I. I just got like posters and shit. I thought that'd be good enough till fucking Hardy and Gabe come on. Like, look at all our toys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got a lot of toys in here, but
You ain't no man unless you got lots of toys.
All I can say, Danny, is watch the credits next week. That's a brilliant idea.
yes.
All right. I think we can definitely do that on there. Well, good show tonight.
Yeah.
Fun.
Lighter on most topics. Covered a bit there. Very enjoyable. Glad to
sure.
have you back, John. You like doing this?
Fantastic time. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
It's great. I'm gonna have to set up my studio lighting in here.
I literally have an Amazon flashlight that's behind my laptop right now.
You should order a ring light
I
from
have
Amazon.
everything.
They're really cheap. They work great
Why do
I
I
have
need a
a
ring
ring
light when I have a flashlight?
because it'll look better, and then you won't have a black orb behind you.
For a second, I thought it was just my hair. Because
Could be.
it's long enough to actually put it in a little bun thing. Looks silly, but I don't care. It works.
Well,
I
you should
still
still
see the
order
sword.
one.
Maybe.
Right.
Danny didn't leave. She's still watching you, Bill. We're actually secretly paying Danny to keep you, at bay.
Yeah.
That's her job. She's our Bill watcher. Danny likes your man bun. You may like it, but we don't like it being called a man bun.
I don't give
It
a
is.
fuck. Call it what you want. It's a
But
little
yeah.
ball thingy on the top of my head.
See ya.
I don't want to hear about the ball thing on the top of your head. Beep beeps and boop boops. This is just getting weird now.
Okay.